Okay, welcome to today's video, and today we are learning about the kidneys and the unit of the kidneys, which is the nephron. Now, the kidneys make up a system called the urinary system, the excretory system, or the renal system. So it has a lot of names for this one system that basically is involved in filtering out waste in the form of urine. So it ends up turning into urine and is excreted from the body. I'm sorry for the picture right here, but just so you can get a great image of what we're talking about today. Okay, here's some keywords for you right here. These are the kind of terms you need to know in terms of when we're looking at the excretory system. So let's move forward. Oh, and I will say quickly, now I will tell you the kind of things that you need to write down. This has been a request, so I will definitely do that for you today. Alright, so you do not need to write this down. This is just for your own knowledge. Excretion is the removal of toxic materials. It is the waste products of metabolism and any excess materials. So excretion is essentially the waste products after processing of materials needed by the body. Okay, so materials going through the body is processed, and excretion is the waste products of this being pushed out of the body, excreted out of the body. However, fun fact, feces is not actually excreted from the body. Feces is never processed. It is what's left over after things are taken out. So food goes through the body, good things are taken out of the food. What is left over and just goes straight through the body and out of the body is feces. So it is egested. It is the removal of undigested food. Okay, so it's not processed or digested at all. Okay, all right. Now, don't need to write this down, but what you do need to understand from this slide is that urea is what makes up urine. So urea right here plus water is urine. So what is actually going out of the body after being processed by the kidney is excess proteins or amino acids, which produces a nitrogen waste. Okay, so it's a nitrogen-based waste called urea. There's other materials that are excreted from the body. You don't really need to know this off by heart, but for example, we breathe out carbon dioxide. It's a waste product. Heat is a waste product of respiration, and also water. Here's just a visual for you, seeing a lot of the different excretory products in the body. Okay, now here, nitrogen waste in the form of urea is what the kidney excretes from the body, as well as excess water. Okay, so any excess water in the body is excreted out in our urine. So if we're very, very well hydrated, our urine is going to be a clear color and not a more yellow color, and if it's more yellow, it's more concentrated with urea. If it's clearer, it's obviously more diluted. Okay, don't need to write this down again. Now, we know that it is very important for the body to be able to rid itself of waste products. So one of the systems that is key in doing this is, like I said, the renal system, the urinary system, or the excretory system. Okay, so down here it says the excretory systems of the body do this. Now, another key function of the renal system is to regulate the volume and composition of body fluids, so the volume of water in our blood. And I alluded to this a little bit in the previous slide where I was talking about our urine either being very dilute or very concentrated. So this is how your kidneys regulate water volume in your blood. Excess water leaves the body in our urine. Okay, so now this is probably something you would like to write down and very much understand. Okay, so this is kind of what I've mentioned before. All vertebrate animals produce nitrogen waste called urea in one form or another. Your kidneys filter out this urea to produce urine, removing this nitrogen waste from the body. Kidneys also have a key function in regulating water levels by excreting different amounts of urine, so either more concentrated urine or more dilute urine. This is called osmoregulation. So we'll talk about that in class. And that's probably what you need to take from that slide. if you're looking for the kidneys in the body, they sit kind of behind. If you find your rib cage and you go to the very bottom point and then towards the back, that's where your kidneys are sitting, okay? So if you find the bottom of your rib cage, go towards the back, and they're actually quite exposed, which is why you may have heard that people that it can be kicked in their back, or hit in the back or whatever it might be in their back and get kidney damage. It's a serious issue if you get a kind of impact towards your back, okay? It can cause serious issue. You can see here that the kidneys are connected to our blood system. So we've got the renal artery, we've got the aorta up here, which comes from the heart. So the heart pumps blood through the aorta to the kidney, and then the blood goes back up the vena cava away from the kidney. Okay, so it gets filtered through the kidneys. Any waste then come down the ureter into the bladder and out of the body through the urethra. Okay, so you have two kidneys. Everybody would know that. Like I said, you receive blood to your kidneys through the renal artery, which is right here. Okay, the kidney acts as a filter. It's a filter system which removes urea. This urea goes down the ureters into the blood and out of the body. The urea is diluted with water, which is called urine, and then the urine obviously goes out of the body. The filtered blood then goes back up through the vena cava, back to the heart and to the rest of the body. Okay, you might want to write this slide down. So like I mentioned, the bladder fills up, urine passes out through the urethra. Now the kidney, obviously, as it filters the blood through its filtering system, which is what we're going to learn about, the nephrons, any sugar or any other important molecules such as salts or other kind of molecules are reabsorbed back into the blood system and are kind of saved from being filtered out of the body. The amount of water in the urine is adjusted to have a specific amount of water in your blood. Okay, so you have a blood-water balance that you need to maintain. So it's part of homeostasis, and we call this osmoregulation. Okay, here's just a good visual for you, so you can see blood enters the kidney here from the renal artery. It goes through the kidney. Now this box here is the nephron. That's the little filters that make up the kidney. There's millions of these nephrons in the kidney, and the blood is filtered through the nephron. Clean blood then leaves back to the body through the renal vein. Okay, and then the waste product goes down the ureter here. And that's it. And what we're going to learn about in class is the nephron. So looking forward to that.